Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be when to use indifference to grow attraction and respect. So, this particular email is from a 50-year-old viewer. He says he's been following me for about 5 years now. And previously, I guess around 2020, 2021, somewhere in that time frame, he was dating a woman for about a year or so. And he basically said that he became really needy, whiny, too soft, and basically she dumped him. And so he went into no contact, and obviously after that found out about my work, started applying what was in Seven Principles, Get an Expert, because there was just nothing else to do at that point because she didn't want to be with him. And you never try to keep somebody that doesn't want to keep you. And so after about 2.5 years or so, I guess recently, she's come back and they've been hooking up. But one of the issues he's having is like he tries to make plans to make dates and she's just real non-committal, says he's pushy if he tries to set definite plans. But she likes to just spontaneously call him or text him and say, hey, what are you doing? Want some company? And then she comes over and sometimes she stays for 2 or 3 days. And it's kind of like a booty call. And so he's kind of unsure of when to be indifferent to that, when to, in other words, just let her be like a cat, or to use a takeaway, or to set boundaries. And because he's getting obviously frustrated that she's too difficult to pin down for dates. And so the thing that jumps out at me right away is she's kind of behaving like a booty call, really. And so if she's pursuing and reaching out, because obviously if you're following what's in Seven Principles to Get an X back, she should do 100% of the calling, texting, and pursuing. And then you just set dates. And as Seven Principles Get an X back says, the first 3 dates need to be at your place. And as long as she comes over 3 dates in a row and you hook up all 3 dates in a row, then you can start meeting her out, picking her up, taking her out on dates and stuff like that. But you still got to let her do all the pursuing, because he basically chased her out of his life, and so she remembers the way he used to be. And so it's really important. You got to let women come to you at their pace. A lot of guys make mistakes when they're in this situation and a girl comes back after a period of time and they let her reach out the first 1 or 2 times, and then they just start the pursuit all over again. And then what happens is the weeks go by, she starts becoming more difficult and non-committal about making dates, and then usually what happens is they basically go right back to the same behavior that got them dumped the first time around. So let's go through his email. He says, hi, Coach. I'm 50 years old, and I've been following your work for about 5 years now after a difficult breakup with a woman I was with for about a year back in 2020. I became a needy, whiny, way too available little bitch that constantly needed her validation and went out of my way to please her and see her too much. So you basically just communicated that you acted like a woman too much and that you were unattractive, and your actions and your words just basically communicated you didn't feel like or believe you deserved to be there, and eventually that's how she felt. Because women like you way more if they think that they're more into you than you are into them. And when you communicate the other way, it gets in the way of their feelings growing for you. Women have to have time and space away from you to wonder about you, to think about you, to miss you, for their feelings and their attraction for you to grow. Knowing what I do now, it was bad, LOL. I pushed her away and into the arms of a waiting orbiter. I think every dude has been there, my man, so you're in good company. And I'm sure the guys that have will be happy to acknowledge that in the comments. After applying no contact in your teachings in Seven Principles Get an X back, it has led to her reaching out after 2.5 years and us hanging out, having fun, and hooking up once again. I have the Audible version of the book and have listened to it multiple times and still do when I can. I was hoping you could elaborate further on the subject of indifference and passing tests versus setting boundaries and standing your ground, please. Since we have reconnected, she does 90% of the texting and reaching out, so all I do is reply mostly. Well, again, because she blew you off, she fucked it up. She's got to fix it. She should be doing 100% of the reaching out, and you should just be making dates. but you're still having a hard time exercising self-control. And in this kind of a situation, 10% is, you shouldn't be doing any. She should be doing all of the reaching out. There's just no reason. Because again, once you start doing that, then if she becomes a little distant or she acts like a cat, and especially if you were always acting needy and clingy and whiny and desperate and over pursuing, it doesn't take much to cause her to feel that same vibe towards you. And then what's going to happen is she'll pull back. And then it's going to take you longer before you can see her the next time. This way, because again, she fucked it up, she's got to fix it. That's why, when this has happened, she's got to do all the reaching out. And then you just wait to hear from her and set dates. It's actually counterproductive, and I would say that's probably part of the reason why you're having some difficulty pinning her down to dates. Is I would have to say that just looking at her behavior is that you're still doing and saying things that are unattractive, and that causes her to back off. So especially when you had that history with her, you're emotionally invested, it's hard to do more things than right. It's hard to follow what's in 7 Principles to Get an X Back. And I know with what's in the book and what's in 7 Principles to Get an X Back, guys are not going to follow that to a T. They're not going to listen to me and do exactly what I say. They're going to do a certain percentage of it, and the more they follow what I teach, the better the results are going to be. And the more they stray from that, the less the results are going to be. In other words, the results are going to be less than desirable. But I know it's hard. And I know I'm harsh, but I'm not here to blow sunshine up your butt. I'm here to tell you like it is and torch your ass if it's necessary to wake you up and get you to change your behavior. Because masculine energy grows through challenge, after all. We're not a bunch of chicks here. Feminine energy grows through praise. And most people have too many people blowing sunshine up their butt and telling them, oh, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Just tell her how much you like her and your feelings and all this other nonsense. After about 10 weeks of reconnecting, she's told me she's fallen in love with me and she regrets us ever splitting up. Well, it's nice that she says she's in love with you, but she doesn't seem to be very flexible or easygoing, especially if you're having a hard time making dates. She tells her coworkers that she believes that I was or am the one, and even speaks often of us moving in together and brought up marriage a few times. She seems to be really into me, and on her days off, she comes to my place and stays for a couple of days almost every week. However, it's difficult to get her to commit to definite plans to hang out, even with the takeaway. It's typically her texting me, what are you doing right now? Do you want company? So if she's going to reach out and do that, and if you're available, just say, yeah, get your cute little ass over here. If that's the way she wants to operate, you're not supposed to be reaching out to her anyways. And if you're reaching out and you're trying to set definite dates, it's not her idea. Like I said, 7 Principles Get an X Back says she fucked it up. She ended it. She unilaterally changed the terms of your relationship and said, I don't want to see you anymore, or I want to stick you in friend zone. Let's just have something platonic. If that's not what you want, you're not going to agree to it. She has to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. And the fact that he's still texting 10%, it's too much. And I would say that's definitely a contributing factor here, because it's not 100% her idea to get in touch with you. And that's why if she's reaching out and asking to come by, it's easy for her to come by. But if you're texting her trying to set an official date, again, if she's trying to earn you back, there's no reason for you to do that. It's actually counterproductive. He says, or something else spontaneous, and it's usually late, so I tell her to come over. Yeah, if a woman's texting you after 8, 9 o'clock at night or later, and she says, what are you doing? Just say, come over. That's all you got to do. She's down for a booty call. She wants the bodies to start slapping with the horizontal bop. I'm wondering if I should show indifference about her coming over without set plans ever, or if I should stand my ground and insist on definite plans and dates being set. Well, again, if she's earning another chance with you, then it really shouldn't matter. So, again, like I said, it looks like you're reaching out to try to set official dates here, and she's not doing it. So you're not really following what's in 7 Principles Get an X Back. I mean, I perfected this stuff way back in the day. 2.5 decades ago when I was struggling with this stuff. And I've had 20 years of teaching this to millions of men all over the world from every spiritual and cultural background. So I know it works and I know it doesn't work. And what's laid out in 7 Principles Get an Expect, it's going to give you the best possible chances for success. And like I said in the beginning of the video, the more you stray from that, the more you try to cherry pick, the more you have a hard time exercising self-control and you go against it. That's why you're kind of spinning your wheels. And so, I mean, she's making it easy. If she's just going to, again, she should be doing all the reaching out and you should just be inviting her over. And if she wants to come over and treat it like a booty call, assume it's like a booty call. He says, I'm confused on when to play it cool and project being unbothered versus setting boundaries and bringing it up. Again, this is not really important. You should be letting her do 100% of the reaching out and you just make dates. And if it's at night and she likes to just come over for booty calls unannounced, if you're available, invite her over. If you're not, just say, I can't tonight, but how about tomorrow or this weekend or whatever. And if she, so typically, if she comes over for a booty call and stays 2 or 3 days, then you can just take her on official dates and go do things outside the house and then come back and then she stays with you. So it's like when she says she reaches out, it's like a 2 or 3 day long date. So you can have your official dates because she'll be with you. It's like, hey, let's go eat, or hey, let's go to dinner, or hey, let's go to Topgolf or whatever. Let's go have some fun. Let's go throw some darts, shoot some pool, whatever it happens to be. Let's go to the beach. It's like whatever. So make your official dates when she's there in person. Because again, she should be doing all the reaching out. And if you're running into resistance, again, you're pursuing her still, which you should not be doing. He says, I hate the whole maybe or we'll see. Well, when a woman says maybe or we'll see, that's probably what's happening when you're reaching out to her. She says, maybe, we'll see. It's not her idea. So that means no. He says, or she says, we'll see what the day brings, answers to hanging out, but I think that it may just be a test to see if I get impatient, pissy about her possibly not coming, which she typically ends up coming anyway 90% of the time. It's as if it's just has to be her idea or so. Well, the other thing you got to remember is she blew you off 2.5 years ago because you were acting like a whiny bitch. So she remembers all that behavior. And so that's why she's going to do things that used to send you into orbit in the past. And so now when she does it, you just be totally indifferent to it. And so instead of trying to set official dates, just let her reach out, invite her over, have your booty call, and she's going to stick around. I would assume by this point she's probably got extra clothes and shoes and shit and in your closet and makeup brushes and everything else in your bathroom. And so it really shouldn't be a big deal. Go with the flow. She's supposed to be making things really great for you to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. I've noticed her not being as excited as usual the past couple of weeks to hang out because, again, you're still reaching out. You're going against what's in 7 Principles Get an Expect. Women need time and space away from you to wonder about you, to think about you, to miss you. And when you've chased somebody out of your life to the point where they didn't want anything to do with you and you didn't hear from them for 2.5 years, you have to let them come to you at their pace. And so what's happening, remember, it's a scientific fact, women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And so what's happening is you're not letting that space exist where she doesn't hear from you. And then her feelings bubble up, and then she comes back even harder. So you're getting in the way of her really, truly falling deeply head over heels in love with you and submitting to you fully because you're still trying to force things. You're still trying to get her to do what you want and spend more time with you. But if you just let her come to you at her pace, she's going to be stuck to you like white on rice and she'll be over all the time. So even though she says she's in love, she's not acting like it. Again, the chapter, it's all in the numbers in the book. You can go through that and line up the things she's doing and saying to tell what her true interest is. I'd probably say her interest is a 7 or an 8 maybe. Even though she says she's in love, she doesn't treat you like it. I tried to correct this by pulling back a bit on the texting and attempting to set a definite plan. Instead of, whenever we do, basically, she claims It's as if I'm being pushy by insisting on a definite day and time to hang out, or rather just go with the flow. Because again, it's not her idea. You know, I've mentioned this. I believe it's in the book as well. One of my girlfriends, it's like we were sitting, again, it's like 25 years ago. We were sitting in her driveway, and I was dropping her off, and she just looked at me, and man, it seems like it was yesterday. And she says, Corey, you have to let me come to you. Stop trying to force things. And even her mother pulled me aside and told me the same exact things because she was sharing with her mother what I was doing, and her mother pulled me aside because she loved me. I was part of the family by that point. And she told me that just you got to let her come to you. It's like, don't try to force it. As a matter of fact, she told me to blow her off, not call her back sometimes, cancel plans on her, jerk her around a little bit. And I didn't really do those kinds of things that way. I didn't blow off plans or whatever, but I understood that I just needed to stop all forward movement and let her reach out because I had gotten friend zoned at one point, and I was letting her come back, but I wasn't letting her come back all the way. I was still starting to reach out and pursue to try to speed things up, and I get a little more excited, thinking things are going to really progress, and then I would get a pullback from her. And so when I just let her do all of the reaching out and all the initiating, it drove her up a wall in a good way. It made her get obsessed over me. And then she was just all over me, staying over every night, and we became a family really quick. And so you're kind of in the same place that I was back then, and you're not really fully embracing what's in the book yet. I don't want to appear desperate, pushy, or needy to see her by insisting on making a definite plan, but I also don't want her to feel as if I'm too available either. Well, think about it from this perspective. If she's earning another chance with you, you're not calling her, you're not reaching out to her, you're not doing anything. When she really misses you and it's bothering her that she hasn't heard from you, doesn't know what you're doing, and especially when she realizes you're not reaching out at all anymore, then she'll reach out. And when she reaches out, it's her idea. And so that's why when you make plans when she reaches out, she'll be happy to see you. And if it's at night, 7, 8 o'clock at night, just say, come over. You don't have to worry about a date. You know that she's going to probably stay for 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 nights. You could take her out on an official date the next day because she's going to be with you anyways. Then you can just say, hey, let's go eat. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And just lead her. And then eventually lead her back to the bedroom. Should I be calm and unbothered to project emotional strength, or should I stand my ground firm and set boundaries to project leadership? Again, you don't need to do any of that because you're not really 100% embracing what 7 Principles Get an Expect teaches. You're still trying to pursue. And so you're getting in the way of her really deeply falling head over heels in love with you and obsessing over you to the point where she's going to want to be with you just about every night of the week and not just 2 to 3 nights on the weekends or whatever when she's off. She'll even come over, maybe it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what she does for a living, but maybe she gets off late sometimes and she'll have a key at some point. She can just text, say, hey, I'm coming over. I'm on the way. So let her be the one to win you over. Thank you in advance for your valuable time and wisdom on this matter. So it's a really easy thing to do. Just embrace 7 Principles Get an Expect fully. And if this is the way she operates, she's just like, hey, can I come over? Or, hey, what are you doing? Just invite her over. Worry about the official dates. Take her out on an official date the next day or the day after that or whatever. Hang out, have fun, hook up, my man. So if you got a question or a challenge and you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our exclusive premium members-only content in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube or Spotify or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the Plans tab when you get there, and if you choose an annual plan, you can get a 25% discount at the end of the 7-day free trial. So go to our website, understandingrelationships.com, click the Plans tab, sign up for a membership free trial, and until next time, we'll talk to you soon.